Welcome to the Shamrock Sports Talk Show with your hosts, Igor Mitic from Serbia, Europe, and Andy Vernon from Concord, New Hampshire. We are about pride, tradition, sweat, tears, victory, and determination of Boston sports. Give us a ring at 512-543-4662. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the Shamrock Sports Talk Show. Hello, and thank you for tuning into the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC, where you can find the best in sports talk television and radio shows. Mondays, check out the Just Us Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your hosts, Kevin L. Dixon and Dana Clark. Then Tuesday, we have the Stars Talking Cowboys Sports Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern with your hosts, Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. And on Wednesday, tune in for the Out the Block Sports Talk Show from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with hosts Robert Lewis, Donna Hainsworth, and Brett Shields. Then meet up with us on Saturday for the Enhanced Sports Talk Show from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Welcome to the Shamrock Sports Talk Show with your hosts, Igor Mitic from Serbia, Europe, and Andy Vernon from Concord, New Hampshire. We are about pride, tradition, sweat, tears, victory, and determination of Boston sports. Give us a ring at 512-543-4662. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Shamrock Sports Talk Show. This is season 1, episode number 21. We are talking about the playoffs and the Celtics. I'm Igor Mitic, your host for tonight. And the main news and the main subject, the main subject of the show is Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics leading 2-1 in the first round series at the Eastern Conference playoffs after losing from Atlanta Hawks. First of all, last night in Georgia. First of all, you are at End the Zone Sports Talk Radio, and I'm Celtics fan, so go Celtics. This is the usual dress of mine, and of course the usual show at 7 p.m. Eastern, Shamrock Sports Talk Show at Twitter. Find us at TRI99 app. Subscribe there. You heard in intro song, and also find us and the Zone Sports Talk Radio at Facebook, my personal profile, and that's it. First to say that Atlanta Hawks lost the first two games. Boston defeated them 112-99, 119-106, and then the last night Atlanta defeated Boston 130-122 in Georgia, and they cut the Boston Celtics lead 2-1, and game number 4 is in Atlanta, Georgia, Sunday. So potentially Atlanta can get the series tie. I must congratulate to Malcolm Brogdon for winning the sixth Man of the Year award. Malcolm Brogdon is the third Celtics to win the award. If I'm correct, John Havlicek and Kevin McHale did it. So he is in the good company. Congratulations to Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon had good company. If I'm correct, I will find the informations. He is in the company of Emmanuel Quickly from Knicks, and also from one more player, but never mind. So the vote was for our player, and he won the award. Congratulations to Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon won the Six Man of the Year award. Let us see the bracket quick and to comment tonight actions. Philadelphia 76ers in the game number 1 that you can see on your screens without Joel Embiid defeated Brooklyn Nets 196-88 with Tobias Harris 25 points, 12 rebounds, Harden 17, 11 and 8, Maxey 16, 8 and 1, and DeAnthony Melton 15-2 from the bench. Then in the game number 2, Phoenix Suns 112, Clippers 100. So Phoenix Suns leading 3-1. For Phoenix, Durant 31-1, 11-6. Booker 39-7. Paul 19-4-9. DeAndre Ayton 15-3-1. So Phoenix is serious contender from the West, as you can see. Game number 3 is in Milwaukee. Milwaukee Bucks against Miami. Giannis is hurt. We will see the series is tied 1-1. So we will see how does it goes. Memphis Lakers. The series finally later tonight around 10. Memphis Lakers in Memphis, series tied 1-1. In Los Angeles, series tied 1-1. So we will see who will win. That's it about tonight's games. But I must tell you the overall picture at in the playoffs or the bracket. Like I told you, number 3 Philadelphia swept the Nets 4-0, and I have the picture about it. So the Nets eliminated the Nets after this big trade of theirs, after their big trade of theirs. So Philadelphia advanced. Philadelphia 76ers advanced. We will face Boston Celtics if they pass Atlanta Hawks. They will face Philadelphia 76ers in the second round with home court advantage going to number 2 Boston Celtics. That means first 2 games are going to be played in Boston, then 2 in Philadelphia. Now returning to the last night's game, and just to tell you the bracket: Denver Nuggets, Minnesota 3-0. MVP potential Jokic there playing. Boston, Atlanta 2-1 for Boston. Sacramento, Golden State. Sacramento leading 2-1. Cleveland, New York leading 2-1. Also, I told you that Milwaukee and Miami 1-1, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Game. Tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Milwaukee and Miami. Memphis Lakers 1-1. So we will see what is going on in this series without Giannis. Sacramento, Golden State. Sacramento 2-1. De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis. Sabonis, I think, will not play in the next game after this clash and affair with Draymond Green. Denver, I think, finished the job. Phoenix Suns finished the job against the Clippers tonight. So we will see what is going on in this series. Let me present you the game. The game report from the last night. So Hawks defeated the Celtics 130-122. The Celtics leading the series 2-1. Tatum 29, 10 and 5. Marcus Smart 24, 3 and 8. Malcolm Brogdon 17, 1 and 5. Brown 15 points. Celtics 49% field goals. Also Celtics 21, 48 for threes. If I'm correct, they made 9 threes in the first period. They finished first period with 37-34 lead. Then in the second period, Nets opened with 5 and 5 threes and turned around. Nets led it by 13, if I'm correct, at the end of the half. Trae Young made a couple of clutch shoots at the end of the second period, second quarter. So in the third period, Hawks dominated. Then the Celtics cut the lead in the fourth period. It was down to the wire, and Trae Young was clutch in the fourth period for Atlanta Hawks, who took advantage of foul troubles of Derrick White and Jaylen Brown, Celtics absence of rebounding, Celtics absence of defense, and they defeated the Celtics. Like I said, Celtics 49% field goals, also Celtics 21, 48 threes, and 12 turnovers. For the Hawks, Young 32, 6 and 9, Murray 25, 6 and 5, Bay 15 and 8, Bogdanovic 15 points in the third period. Bogdanovic was huge. Hawks 56% better shooting. Boston 49%. Hawks 15, 34 for 3-pointers. That means the Celtics had 6 more made threes. 6 more made 3-pointers. That's plus 18 for the Celtics from the 3-point line. Hawks 19 turnovers, and pretty much that's it. Comments and notes from the game. Then I will go to comment about statistics for the players at the game. Most of the time, Horford is boxing his guy out, or he's out of the arc contesting on the guard. It's the other guys who needs to get in the mix and put body to someone. So the defense was non-existent pretty much in the last game. That will do. The note at the end of the game, another offensive rebound for Atlanta Hawks. 11 offensive rebounds allowed on the night, where the Hawks are shooting 56%, is really, really bad for the Celtics. One of the things that killed the Celtics: second chance points, rebounds, and Hawks dominating the glass. Missoula, tactical adjustment, going small, good or bad, you judge. Now the Celtics missed tons of open good looks. The Hawks are making tough ones. When you let the guys to get in the rhythm, they tend to make a tough ones. Boston's defense was non-existent for 3 periods, so they allowed 130 points in this one. That's it. Smart has the second most field goals for Boston attempts. That's not usually a great sign, and this isn't criticism of Smart. He's taken mostly good shots. It's just the way the Hawks have been um, tuning their defense the whole night. They allowed Smart to shoot and the other guys, and they covered Tatum and Brown, and it worked kind of because Boston still scored like 113 points with four and something left in the fourth period. Then the next note, Horford came out of the drop against Young and contested a miss three against Murray. Boston was right back in drop coverage, and Murray hit the pull-up jumper. So that's it. The quick notes from the game. So Al Horford, 28 minutes, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Al Horford, not the best night. Derrick White, foul troubles, not the best night. He was MVP, second best player of the Celtics with 25 points and something like 9 or 11 assists in the first two games. Tatum averaged 27.3 points, White 25 points in the first two games. He received MVP chance in the TD Garden, well deserved. Brown was third scorer in the first two games, but the game number 3, Derrick White 11 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Derrick White was not in the best form, so as neither is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, 33 minutes, 15 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. Jaylen Brown got in the foul troubles early, so as Mr. Derrick White. Brown 15, 1, 3, and 3. But not the best night. Marcus Smart 24, 3 and 8 and 3. I talk about the Smart. It is not good when the Smart is second best player and taking the most shots in the Celtics, because it is spoiling the Celtics hierarchy. And even though Smart took the good shots, I don't like it because Tatum took 22 shots, Smart 19, second most shots in the team, Brogdon and Brown 15, number 3. But again, I will repeat that in my opinion, this is not the good sign for Smart to take the second most shoots. And also, I don't like Missoula starting against Atlanta Hawks big lineup. Collins and Capella. I don't like Missoula starting small with Horford at the center, Brown, Tatum, White, and Smart. So Smart 24, 3 and 8. Jayson Tatum 29, 10 and 5 and 2. Best player of the Celtics, Jayson Tatum. At the game bench, Sam Husseir, 9 minutes, 1 rebound. Robert Williams III, 19 minutes, 4, 5 and 1. Malcolm Brogdon, 28 minutes, 17, 1 and 5. 17, 1 and 5. Grant Williams, 17 minutes, 14, 2 and 2. That's it from Boston side. From Atlanta side, Trae Young, he was clutch. He turned the game. He was not in the best form. Celtics defense stopped him in the first two games, but in the third game, he was in fire. He was clutch. So Young, 32, 6 and 9, and one steal, two blocks in 36 minutes. He was clutch. He took responsibility in the key moments of the second and fourth period. Jason Collins, 20 minutes, 8, 5 and 1. Clint Capella, 10 and 11. Double-double, great game. DeAndre Hunter, the best defender in the starting five, 35 minutes, 11, 2 and 1. DeJounte Murray, he was second best player of the Hawks, 37 minutes, 25, 6 and 5. Onyeke Okongwu from the bench, 4, 5 and 1. Sadiq Bey, very important player from the bench who is shooting well, 15, 8 and 2. Bogdan Bogdanovic, 15, 4 and 1. And Johnson, he is Jaylen Johnson. He's from Wisconsin, from Duke, 10, 1 and 4, 10, 1 and 4. Team stats comparison and the game number 3. Field goals, Atlanta shooted 56%, Boston 49%. So Atlanta, as you can see at your screens, better shooting percentage, field goal percent. This is important. The Celtics 44%, 44% shooting both teams, but Celtics scored 21 3-pointers, 9 in the first period alone, and Atlanta scored 15 3-pointers. That is making the Celtics plus 18 from the 3-point line. But Atlanta scored 51 field goals and the Celtics 45 field goals, which is telling you what? That Boston made 24 2-pointers, and Atlanta made just one moment. Atlanta made 15 threes, and Atlanta made 36 2-pointers. Atlanta made 36 2-pointers, and Boston made 24 2-pointers. So Atlanta made 12 more 2-pointers than Boston. For 2 points, Atlanta had advantage plus 24. Celtics had advantage plus 18 from the 3-point line. So when you calculate this, it seems that Atlanta is having plus 6 from the field. And also Atlanta had 13 made free throws and Boston 11 made free throws. That is making you plus 8 deficit there. Atlanta defeated us from 3 points, from 2 points line, floaters, mid-range jumpers, and easy baskets under our basket in the paint, easy baskets in the paint. Also, Atlanta out-rebounded us big, 48-29. Their centers were huge, our centers were not. 48-29, 11 offensive rebounds, 6 Atlanta, 6 Boston, that's it. 31 assists Boston, 24 Atlanta, steals 11-5 Boston, and that's it. Let me talk about the 10 impressions from the game. I must say that Atlanta deserved the win, because most of the game Atlanta led it most of the way, and that's it. Let me start with Bobby Manning article at Celtics blog. So Joe Mazzulla looks across the sidelines at head coach Curve in Quinn Snyder, who spearheaded innovations Mazzulla now emphasized to the Celtics. The Hawks tried to speed up the pace in the second half of the game 3, while the Celtics slow down. The Hawks speed up the pace in the first game, and the Celtics slowed down. Quinn Snyder made no secrets about his plan to crush the offensive glass, and less than 30 games into his head coaching tenure with Atlanta Hawks, he stressed something that the Boston Celtics embraced long ago as Atlanta fell behind 30 points in the first half on Saturday. Quinn Snyder put Trae Young by his side numerous times, telling him and his teammates to keep shooting. Atlanta Hawks launched 46 threes in the game too. Young converted only 2 of 8. Snyder smiled. When I watch Boston over the course of the year, that 3 points volume jumps out. Snyder said, looking at the way we try to evolve in terms of offensive style, they are shooting a lot of different situations. I think a lot of that is one, recognition of where those attempts can come from, and then two, giving yourself permission to shoot and permission to miss it. Certain shoots that historical people have looked and said, that's a good shoot. I would never object to someone shooting a layup, particularly if it's uncontested. 3 points shoot aren't layups, but for NBA open players, open threes, you can count on them. If not making them, coming pretty close, and they're still worth 3. Snyder's team struggled to grasp that message as the Celtics rattled off 7 of 9 stretch in the first and second quarters to bury the Hawks, who started 0-10 from deep in the game 1. Boston finished 33 3-point attempts to Atlanta 29, though the Celtics outshoot the Hawks from 3 48-33 as percentage of their field goal during the regular season, the most important stats in basket according to Joe Mazzulla, percentage of their field goals. The Hawks posted the worst 3-point attempt rate in the league. Snyder found other ways to compete along the margins, doing the little things that will determine the Celtics playoff outcome now or later. That manipulation of the game's margins one inspired Mazzulla and Brad Stevens, and now challenges the Celtics in this one. Mazzulla monitors those factors nightly: shooting efficiency, free throws, offensive rebounds, and turnovers. So those factors: shooting efficiency, free throws, offensive rebounding, turnovers. We had, if I'm correct, 20 Celtics 12 turnovers, Hawks 19 in the game number 3. So at practice this week, Mazzulla emphasis Snyder emphasis grabbing boards with 2 hands. The other 3 factors can overcome the poor 3-point night. Boston finished near at the top of the league in all those categories to finish 13 and 19 in their poor shooting nights, as long as the Celtics hopefully managing those shoots. When Mazzulla looked up at the end of the game number 1, Boston won by 13 points, but the Hawks outshoot them 98-88 from the field. The same happened 3 nights later. Boston gave up 15 more shoots, but the Celtics forced enough turnovers and blocked enough shoots to take a 22 points lead and win by 13. Those shoots fell at 56% rate in the game number 3. Atlanta finally stole the game. I think turnovers, and they had like 19 offensive rebounds. We have got to do better than that, Tatum said. They made up shoots, things like that. We got to do it. Snyder grinned at the notion he inspired Stevens, who called in his 2021 Jazz team the closest thing to the 2014 Spurs he would seen since. And let me see, the guest, my man, is finally here. Let me just put the banners off. Kevin, welcome to the show. How are you, my man? Thank you for coming.
What's going on, brother? Give me 1 second, please.
Okay, so finishing, they were that group of Jazz finishing fourth all-time in attempted three-pointers in the season, along with ability to manipulate any kind of defense and play making hierarchy. Uh, and I was talking Kevin that to finish. Hawks battle and surpass the Celtics in several categories. For example, offensive rebounding 29%, 19% in the first turnovers, 12.4%, 12.8%, and free throws 12.8 and 12.1 free throw attempts calculated. So what I wanted to say and what I was saying that in my opinion, Kevin, I think that Quinn Snyder outcoached Missoula in the game three, and he was just testing Missoula and the Celtics in the first two games. I can go in details, but now I want to see your impressions. Sixers swept the Nets, and the Sixers will play with the Boston if we pass the Hawks in the second round.
Oh, okay. So you was asking me a question.
Uh, go ahead if you want. Yeah, yeah. Impressions. I was talking about Quinn Snyder. Do you hear me well? By the way, I hope that you can hear me well. So I was asking you about Quinn Snyder and his tweaks, but we will go one by one. Your first impressions. So I was talking that Joe Missoula emphasis field goal percent and 3 point frequency. And Quinn Snyder operating around the margins, categories that I mentioned prior to your coming. So the free throws, the rebounds, he emphasis crushing the boards, and also turnovers and grit and grind approach to the game. So in my opinion, Quinn Snyder thus far is winning the battle, especially with the lineups, the big lineup of Hawks against the small lineup of the Celtics. I do not know why Missoula is insisting on small lineup against the Hawks big lineup, but that's his thing. What do you say?
Um, I think that Quinn Snyder is an excellent coach. He's as long as he's been in NBA, he's been in. I think Utah has been in 7 playoff runs with him as their head coach. I think the situation at Utah probably came to an end, and he moved on. I think he's a good coach for the Atlanta Hawks. Um, he's good. He prepares them very well. Um, and I just think that it's going to come down to who shoots the ball better. The issue I still have with the Celtics is that they shoot too many threes. Um, if you look at the 2 games that they won, they took the shot that they gave them. Even if it's a two, they took that. Um, Watching the game yesterday, there was some time. There were plays where guys had layups and they threw it out to get a 3 point shot. Now some of them were made, some of them were missed. Um, but I think that that's been my issue with them from not even this year, but last year. As much as they rely on the 3 point shot, it's gonna be the death of them or the greatness for them. They live and die by the three. That's probably my biggest issue with the way we run the offense. Yesterday they shot the three so well they didn't really consider they wasn't thinking about defense until probably middle part of the third quarter when it probably was a little bit too late. But then again, I gotta give the Atlanta Hawks credit. They made some big shots down at the end. Um, the kid they got from Detroit, hit a jump shot in the corner, that was critical because he missed that jump shot. I think it was tied at that point. And he makes that 3-point shot, and if he misses it, Boston comes down and scores. Now we're up three. Only thing we gotta do is play great defense, and just stop them. Because I mean, if you watch the second half of the game, they had their moments where they played defense and their moments where they didn't play defense. And that's to me
Mm.
is their defense. And anybody that knows me knows that I live off of teams playing defense. The Celtics have never been a team that scores a lot of points. But we're talking about teams in the past. We're looking at a different NBA right now. So to score 128, 30, 40 points now is going to be the norm because of how many threes they shoot. He kind of the
Mm.
same concept as Brad Stevens is the more you shoot, the more you make. But again, my thing is sometimes the two is better than the three. Simple as that. I believe that
Uh,
wholeheartedly, and it's not never going to change.
to confirm your story, last night I broke down the game number three. Uh, Atlanta made 12 more 2 pointers. That's open shoots, that's layups, and around the free throw jumpers, floaters from Trey Young and DeJounte Murray. Boston scored 21, 6 more threes. When you calculate this, this is +8 for Atlanta. 3 pointers minus 2 pointers. And plus Atlanta had 2 more free throws. So what I was telling to you that Quinn Snyder operating the smart way around the Celtics 3 pointers frequency because he knows that he cannot win the 3 points battle because the Celtics are shooting NBA's top two frequency for threes. They defeated us with twos and the free throws. They defeated us with crushing the offensive boards. Um, I mean, doing massacre in the paint because I have no other words for what was happening the last night. And now this is the debate who is fault in missed actions. Al Horford, Williams, other Williams. I don't care, but it was terrible. So and also about the 3 pointers. Listen to this, Kevin. Don Favale of Bleacher Report. He is telling that because of Boston Celtics will not hang the banner 18 because Boston's marriage to the 3 points ball could be their downfall. Minimal rim pressure is byproduct of the Celtics live and die by the three model. He wrote, especially noting the star Jayson Tatum among the worst high-volume three-point shooters in the NBA this season in efficiency. A healthy Robert Williams III arms them with career rim runner and helps some. Uh, who noticed Favale notes that offense still places in the 12th percentile of rim pressure when Robert Williams is on the floor. The Bleacher Report analyst doesn't see Atlanta Hawks series 3 to Boston, but these concerns are this year when projected ahead potential matchups with Philadelphia 76ers, Milwaukee Bucks, or Cleveland Cavaliers. As much as we would like to disagree, Favale is correct in surmising the weakness of Boston Celtics in finding other sorts of easy baskets with consistency. If they truly want to prove this estimation wrong, finding some success in the mid-range and the paint, could prove wrong. We are looking at you, Jaylen Brown, giving that is much your fault at this team, as to go to the rim. So, in another words, Kevin, the problem is we do not have the balance, offensive balance, and we do not have the balance between the defense and the offense. Go.
I totally agree with that. Like I said before, they fall in love with the three. That's what really kills me is they fall in love with the three too much. And as a basketball coach, I always tell my girls, I'm like, yo, if we're up by 9, shoot the 2 because we're still up by 11. That's the double digits, regardless if it's 11 or 12. Because in the mindset of a high school kid, 11 and 12 points is hard to come back from, even though it's the lowest, the tens of lowest double digit number that you can be down. But it mentally puts something in your brain cell that says, wow, we're down by double digits, regardless if it's 10, 11, or 12. And my thing is like I tell them all the time, you're up by 9, you shoot a 3, you miss a 3, they go down, shoot a 3, now they're down by 6. So now that's a 6, almost basically a 6 point swing. Because if you make it, you make that 3, now you're up by 12. But if you miss it, you're down up by 6. You know what I'm saying? So now you down to 3, you down to 2, maybe 3 possessions that they have the ball again. But I'd rather you be up by 11 than by 12. That's just my thinking. Um, and just looking at the game last night, if I told you that the Hawks had 19 turnovers, you would say Boston would have won that game, you know. And I think Boston had 13, 14. Well, you got it up to 12
12,
turnovers,
12,
but
12 at
but
the screen. Yeah, yeah.
but they had, I think, 3 or 4 in the last 5 minutes that was crucial. Two of them was Tatum's, where I think the one he kind of got fouled on, but they didn't call it. But still, that that's the crucial time when you need to really be, you need to be careful with the basketball. I think that you need to, and what I started to see too, a lot of one on one, a lot of isolation again yesterday, in the middle of the third, beginning of the fourth, which I really don't like the isolation basketball. But to be honest with you, man, when the game first started, Jaylen Brown picked up a foul, Derrick White picked up a foul, and then they both ended with 3 fouls in the first quarter or at the beginning of the second. I kind of figured, I said, okay, I see how this game's going. They're not going to be able to get on track to have the games they need to have because they're going to be sitting down for a while. So Boston next game, they need to make sure they stay away from that. I think you'll see a more aggressive team tomorrow. They play tomorrow, right? Sunday? Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Atlanta. Yes.
I think you see a more aggressive Celtics team. When you're up 2-0, you kind of like slack off a little bit. And the thing about it is, and this is why, even if this team were to win an NBA title, to me they can't even be put in the top 5 of the best in the Boston Celtics teams for the simple fact that they don't know how to put the foot on the gas when it goes to blowing teams out. They always allow them to get back in the game for some reason or other. And the teams like the '08 and the '86 and the '84 Celtics, when they won titles, they killed people. They didn't care who they were. We're blowing you out by 40 points. We're not letting you think you have an opportunity to come back at all. With this team, I don't see that. I don't see that mentality. I don't see that hunger, that angeriness. And I think a lot of it has to do with everybody's friends. Like Deontay Murray said when he pointed to the bench, he's like, "Yo, I have a lot of friends on that team." You know what I'm saying? But I, you could be my cousin and you're opposite team. I don't have no rap for you until the end of the game. A matter of fact, if we're playing in the playoff series, I don't want to talk to you till the series is over with. I ain't shaking your hand. I ain't talking to you. We ain't hugging. We ain't kissing. We ain't doing nothing. Especially like if playoffs were on Thanksgiving, I'm going Thanksgiving. I'm telling him to sit down the other sit in the table. Don't say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? That's the competitor I am. But this team right here, I don't see that. I don't see that dog in them. I see the dog in some of the players, but not in the whole team. My other issue with this team is Robert Williams gotta develop some type of jump shot. He got because sometimes they said the pick and roll. He got the ball and his player backs away from him. So when he backs away from him, he needs to be able to shoot that ball. He reminded me of Perkins when they ran the same offense with Perkins. Perkins get it at the high post or the elbow and would do nothing with it but pass it. Sometimes you got to shoot the ball. If you miss it, you miss it. If you make it, you make it. But you got to make the defense play. Be honest with you. That's one thing I'm maybe he hasn't developed it yet. Maybe he may develop it next year if he's in the Celtic uniform next year. But I think that's something that I think if you allow Cornette to come and play, or if you allow the kid from Mazuga from OKC to come in and play, they will at least shoot the ball sometimes. But
Blake Griffin is shooting well.
And I think sometimes you're playing 5-on-4 on offense against defense, and some teams are going to see that and they're going to take advantage of that.
Absolutely, totally agree. I mean, but listen, Robert Williams is the difference maker at one part of the floor. It seems like Missoula and the rest of the Celtics don't care about. That's the defense, and it is making me really mad. Whenever he's healthy, whenever he's on the floor, he's difference maker at the defense. And you need to put Robert Williams down there to match the Hawks' size. Hawks is emphasis crushing the boards. Hawks are really big, tall team with four players under 2 meters. DeJounte Murray, Collins, Capella, DeAndre Hunter, great defender, and DeJounte Murray. Only Trey Young is a small guy there in the first unit. So they're putting you size, and you must match up size with size. I don't care the notion about the small ball crap in the latest history, but you need to start well to open the game strong at the defense, to set the tune at the defense. And who is setting your tune at the defense? Robert Williams III. And why we cannot start the game well? Because Robert Williams is glued to the bench, and Al Horford is Al Horford is old man. He cannot jump ball, and you cannot put all the blame. I'm reading the comments of foolish people at the Twitter who is putting the blame to Al Horford. Al Horford is old man, and he's playing center, which is not his natural position. And he's putting you body in this coverage, pick and roll coverage. He's jumping in front of the 3 points line at the Atlanta Hawks shooters. But the 3-man rotation down there behind Al Horford, the forward, in this case, Tatum or Brown, needs to rotate at the Al Horford's man down there. And the other man from the wing, for example, if Tatum is closest to the basket, he is rotating to Horford's man. Then Jaylen Brown is rotating to Jayson Tatum's man. Then Derrick White is rotating to Jaylen Brown's man. And I didn't see these defensive rotations in the circle 21 seconds the whole night. And this is what is making me mad, And I was talking to you how Quinn Snyder detected the Celtics' weaknesses, and he's playing with what the Celtics are giving him. Atlanta will not win against the Boston, but the danger is in the second round. I told you that the Sixers are playing good and great basketball. They are having potential MVP in Joel Embiid. I still think that Boston is having the Sixers number, but maybe I will be proven wrong if the Celtics continue to play this way. Because one thing Boston was good at when Doc Rivers was the coach, and this is thank you to Tom Thibodeau. That is the defense. Doc Rivers, unlike Joe Mazzulla, knows one thing: how to set the defense. And Sixers are playing good basketball at the moment, and they're playing good defense. And this is what is the difference. I keep on repeating at my show, fighting with the people. Defense wins the championship. Offense attracts young kids. This is why The NBA in the regular season is more fun, but when the serious games are played, the team that is playing defense is winning the championship. Golden State Warriors won the championship, but Golden State Warriors can play the serious defense, and nobody is noticing that. And I really cannot believe it. Golden State can play the serious defense. They have, especially with the second unit, they have tall bodies. They have really interesting stuff. By the way, Kevin, I want your comments about. I don't know if you caught the other series. For example, let me put the banner off. Brooklyn Nets eliminated. They lost Kevin Durant. They had the new guy Bridges as a leader, and as expected, they were eliminated. So that means that these guys that we're going to face in the second round, and I still bet that we're going to advance against Atlanta. These guys, especially the guy with the ball in the hand, will have the rest, and that is making me mad because we will be forced to be tired going into the game one, and sometimes maybe this will be the advantage for the Sixers. What do you say?
The Sixers. Uh, they do challenge us a lot. This year has probably the most challenging they've been to us in all the games. All the games that we've won have been about 3 or 4 points, whatever the case may be. And even the last game we played, they tried to give it away to us, and we didn't want it. We kept saying, "Here, you can have the game." No, we don't want the game. No, he can have the game. We did it. We was basically they call it a gentleman sweep of the 76ers. I think I think what helps us against the Sixers is that they don't have shooters. They got Maxey who can really shoot the ball really well. I love his game. I felt like if he'd have came back and after his injury and started and Doc would have started him, I think they would probably be the number 2 seed. But they didn't start him. They had him come up the bench. I think that really hurt them in the long run. But Maxey is an exciting basketball player to watch see play. Joel Embiid is who he is. James Harden he's dishing the ball out well. I think the key players to me is Tobias and Tucker. Those two guys got to come through in the clutch for those guys. And if you think about it, those two guys don't match up. They can't match Boston's 3-point shots. That's where I think that's where the advantage comes for Boston against the 76ers is that they don't shoot the three as well as we do. Um, but for some reason we have their number. And I don't, and you would think sooner or later Doc would figure this thing out. Now maybe he may figure out during the playoffs. I can't see us playing Philadelphia and going 4-0. That's not. I don't foresee that happening. But I think that if Boston does win this series if Boston advances this series against the Sixers, and Boston does win, I think Doc Rivers are probably gone. I think James Harden might be leaving. And I wouldn't be surprised if Embiid think about leaving because how better can this team get? This is probably the best team that Embiid has played on since he's been in Philly. You know what I'm saying? And they're playing great basketball. Everybody has their role and everybody's playing a role. Even the bench players are playing a role. But again, if you lose to Boston in the series, what can they say? Because the problem with the Sixers is they're building a team to beat the Celtics, not to beat nobody else. And I think that hurts them in the long run because they feel like they have to go through the Celtics every year to get to the NBA Finals. Um, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I think the Sixers are going to be a formidable team against the Celtics. I think it's going to be a really good series. I love playing. I love playing the 76ers in the playoffs. It's no better being from Pennsylvania and playing the 76ers and being a Celtic fan is the best thing in the world for me because when we win, it's on and popping. When we lose, I gotta take all of it. You know what I'm saying? And I got big shoulders, so I'm okay with it. You know, and I'm glad they went on and won because they giving Embiid all that time to rest his knee. But going forward, his knee gonna still be a problem. and that's a concern for me. Even if they were to get past the Celtics, that's going to be a problem for him because he needs rest, and even if he gets a week rest, that's still not enough for a sprained knee because it's still sprained. But I think they doing. I think the 76ers did an outstanding job with the team they have. Um, I'm just hoping that of course I want Boston to win. Um, but again, if the Sixers, I'm gonna say this: if the Sixers don't get to the NBA Finals, and if they lose 3 games to 4, then you have optimism for Doc Rivers staying. They can say, okay, Harding, this is it. We got it. We got what we need. We got past Boston. We got past Milwaukee. We got past whoever. We lost, and we lost game game 7 on somebody else's quarter. We lost game 7 at home. Don't leave. We're gonna pay you nicely, but we got to bring in maybe 1 or 2 players because no team has ever won an NBA. Came back and won an NBA title with the same team they started out that season with. So they can find out those 1 or 2 pieces, 2 players they can bring in to help them be better. If you really think about this, Igor, when the buyouts was going on, wasn't nobody really saying they want to go to the 76ers. Nobody really saying they want to go to the Celtics because people tell me they thought the Celtics was stacked, but Celtics was interested in everybody in the buyouts. And I tell people this all the time. I said, what bothers me with the Celtics is that the Celtics organization would say we're interested in this player, but the player's never interested in them. I said that really bothers me as an organization. But again, with the 76ers, I'm saying, if they get to the NBA Finals, then Doc maybe stays and they add 1 or 2 pieces to the team, and they should be right there. They should be contenders again that following year, long as injuries don't play a part. You know, but this is probably the best team that Embiid has had since he's been there. And if they can't get past the Celtics, if the Celtics advance to the next round, if they can't get past the Celtics, then there's going to be some question marks. There's going to be some answers that need to be answered. Even with the Celtics, they're talking about Jaylen Brown leaving. I think that's been put to rest. That Jaylen's not going anywhere. He's probably going to be NBA first team NBA All Star, All Team, which gets him the max money. He ain't going to leave that on the
Yeah,
table. I'm
yeah,
glad.
yeah,
I'm
I
glad
agree.
I'm glad that he's not leaving Boston, because he's gonna be him and Tatum are gonna be they're gonna make history together with this team. They I
Hopefully.
still think Boston's missing one more player. I really do. And I think
Oh,
if Gallinari was healthy, healthy Gallinari, it's over. It's over for this team. And I'm gonna say this: if he comes back next year, I don't know if we keep Al Horford around again. I think we need to move on from Al Horford, not because he can't do it, but he's getting up in age, and they need to find somebody that can replace him that can do what he does. But you put Gallinari on his team, we knew it was over at that point in time. When he tore his ACL, I was so mad. I was mad about that because I was like, watch your pro players be playing basketball somewhere else from another country when we're the ones paying them. That's just my personal opinion. But I know your time's running down, but I just want to say what I say. But I'm glad I got an opportunity to come on, man. It's been a long time trying to get on to the show. I've just been busy doing things and stuff like that. But again, I want to thank you for everything you do, Igor. Me and you had a conversation off record. I mean, off there. We still got to talk about that. But you're doing an excellent job by yourself. If there's
thank
anybody
you.
out there that loves the subject like Igor does, please inbox and let us know. I said, and then you can talk to Igor, and you can come on be his co-host, and maybe, just maybe, you can maybe get your own show. I'm just saying.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Kevin. Excellent stuff. We don't have time. I wanted to say that in the Sixers, you mentioned 3 points shooting. Maxi is shooting 43.4%. Their best 3 point shooters. They have Embiid 33%. They have couple of guys 38, 39%. Tobias Harris, Shake Milton, and who else is there? Let me just from the bench. They have the Anthony Melton shooting 39%. McDaniels is shooting like 33%. But they want Maxi, Harris, Milton and Melton. Milton is barely playing, so you can say Maxi, Harris, and D'Anthony Melton to shoot the ball. D'Anthony Melton is their main guy from the bench. It will be great series. Kevin, thank you. Thank you all for watching and supporting and the Zone Sports Talk Radio. Kevin, do you want to say something about our network for the end?
Guys, just check us out on Try 99 TV. We're on there now. Subscribe. Just Google it. Put it on any smart device you have out there, and just support what we're trying to do. Everybody that's on the network right now, we're not pros at this. We haven't went to school for this, but we love this. And I think when you have people that's passionate about something, and the thing about it is that nobody's getting paid to do this. We all do it from the heart. Now, are we looking for residual income? Of course we are. That's why we're on Try 99 TV, because we're looking for commercials, advertisements, whatever the case may be. Again, if you think that you have the it factor, give us a call. We can sit down, we can talk, and if you got what it takes, come on the show a couple times, then we can look at advancing doing your show. We got plenty of time. We got days of the week. We could do 2-3 shows a day. It doesn't really matter, man. But we have opportunities to do a lot on Try 99 TV. We just love having fun. We just love talking sports. We're not always right, but it's our opinion to be wrong. It's our opinion to be right. But don't get upset when we say, that's my opinion. That's your opinion. Be chill with it. You know what I'm saying? But again, we just having fun, man, doing this. I love sports, man. I'm sitting here doing my homework anyway for my show on Monday. So again, Igor, thank you for everything you do, man.
Thanks.
He is not in the United States of America. He's in another country doing what he does, and he's good at what he does. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a Celtic fan, if you're a diehard Celtic fan and you want to come on and help out Igor, we're open to it as well. Igor can sit down and he can help you. He can school you. You know what I'm saying? Igor is very knowledgeable when it comes to Celtics, if you listen to him. So again, thank you guys. Everything. Thank you guys for everything. Igor, thank you for everything you do, man. I really appreciate it.
Okay, the end of the show. Kevin Dixon, ladies and gentlemen, see you the next Saturday, and go Celtics tomorrow. Defeat Atlanta.
Support. Thank you for listening to the Shamrock Sports Talk Show. We're here every Saturday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are the best or leave lucky show in the area. This show comes to you by way of the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the In the Zone Sports